Let me read you the opening of a memo from the CEO of a major company. Today, in virtually every corner of the company, we're using generative AI to make customers' lives better and easier. What started as a deep conviction that every customer experience would be reinvented using AI, and that altogether new experiences we've only dreamed of would become possible, is rapidly becoming reality. Technologies like generative AI are rare. They come about once in a lifetime and completely change what's possible for customers and businesses. So we are investing quite expansively, and the progress we are making is evident. So what kind of company do you think this is? A tech startup? A Silicon Valley AI farm? Nope, it's Amazon. The same company that delivers your office paper towels, sells HVAC filters, and powers your cloud file storage. They're not experimenting with AI. They're restructuring their company around it. And that's the moment we're in. So do you understand that moment? Think about the Magnificent Seven, the companies on the stock exchange that have the largest market capitalization, right? You got Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, Alphabet, Google, Meta, which is Facebook, and Tesla. Those are the top seven. All of them, to one extent or another, are all in on AI. And given the context of this memo that I just read to you from the CEO of Amazon, Andy Jassy, to the employees of Amazon, it pays for you to listen to how the leading companies are thinking about technology and to consider that technologies like AI are rare and come about once in a lifetime, and they change the way you do business. Keep in mind why we are in business: to maximize profits by creating and keeping customers. And how we do that is by building the right projects for the right clients in the right locations. And as we're doing that, we want to make as much money as possible by driving up revenues and driving down costs. And as a result of creating that gap between revenue and cost, we increase profitability. Your job as the CEO is to understand this new technology in terms of the applications that are relevant to your construction company, because your responsibility is to the profitability of your organization. Your responsibility is to drive that profitability by building profitable projects and retaining customers for the long term. And so you want to think about how you can use this AI technology, like any other technology, to serve your customers, coordinate with clients, and internally to help your operations be more efficient. And so that's what we're going to be talking about here today. So you need to consider a couple of different possibilities. Right now, there are two types of AI that you can be considering. The first one is multimodal generative AI. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but let me explain to you what that is. This is the kind of AI that can take data in from various sources: drawings, schedules, reports, job site photos, even videos, and help you understand what's going on. So an example of a generative AI model is ChatGPT. Now, the reason why you need multimodal generative AI is because in construction, you have information coming from a variety of different sources, such as videos and photos. And you need a model that's able to take in that information so that it is then possible to access that information. So a multimodal generative AI is kind of like a superintendent who reads everything, watches the job site, and says, here's what we're missing. Generative AI is not designed to do things. It's designed to give you information and to help you to make decisions. It'll give you suggestions, but you still have to act on those suggestions. There's another type of AI as well, which is going to have a tremendous impact, and that's called agentic AI. So I want to read you a paragraph from this memo around agentic AI. First, we have a strong conviction that AI agents will change how we all work and live. Think of agents as software systems that use AI to perform tasks and even automate a lot of tasks that consume our time. There will be billions of these agents across every company and in every imaginable field. Many of these agents have yet to be built, but make no mistake, they're coming, and they're coming fast. Now, this is very important. This agentic AI, this is the AI that doesn't just give you information. It takes action on your behalf. It sends emails. It updates schedules. It flags the sub. It reschedules the delivery. And much of this agentic AI is yet to come, but it's going to come. And as I mentioned those specific tasks there, immediately in your mind, you'll be thinking about how that's going to impact your workflow and even your workforce as those technologies become more embedded in your organization.
Think about the last time you promoted someone into a leadership role and it failed. Why did it fail? I can tell you one reason. People know how to build projects, but they don't know how to build and lead teams of people. Construction comes with its challenges that only insiders truly understand. Generic leadership training doesn't cut it. You need a program to train your leaders built specifically for construction professionals led by an industry expert. And my online course, The Shift, is exactly that course. It has 5 modules. It'll teach your people how to control their calendars and reduce stress and embrace chaos and accomplish their critical tasks. It will teach them the 3 essential messages they have to communicate every day in order to motivate and lead their team effectively. It'll show them how to build and lead a high-performing team, give them a framework for running effective meetings so they'll be able to solve problems in less than an hour, and also give them a higher perspective on their leadership that will enable them to work on the business and on their teams and not get stuck in the weeds micromanaging. So go out to my website, theshift.constructiongenius.com, read all about the course, and then enroll yourself and your leaders in the course, and I guarantee that it will transform your leadership. If it does not, you take the whole course and you didn't get benefit from it, you just send me an email, eric@constructiongenius.com, and I will cheerfully refund you 100% of your money. I'm really confident this course will transform your leadership. So again, go out to the website, theshift.constructiongenius.com, learn more about the course, and start taking it today.
So let me summarize the key distinction between multimodal generative AI and agentic AI. Multimodal AI helps you think and decide. Agentic AI helps you to execute. So the application of this is that you have to learn how to use, and in some cases, build and leverage the right agents to make it easier for you to drive up revenue, drive down costs, and increase profitability. And so this is the key realization that you need to embrace. AI is already and will continue to change the way that we work. And we're at the infancy stage of AI. Things are going to get much, much better as the technology improves. And one of the most important insights from this memo is that there will be fewer people doing some of the jobs that are done today and more people doing other types of jobs. And I'm quoting here. In the next few years, we expect that this will reduce our total corporate workforce as we get efficiency gains from using AI extensively across the company. This is one of the most interesting aspects of AI for you as a construction company CEO, is to get to know the technology and then begin to reflect on how that's going to impact the workforce. The robots are coming. Now, it may take a few years. I'm not going to get ahead of myself here at all. But the robots will eventually be here in such a way that it will transform the job site. But before the robots get here, AI is definitely going to transform the office. Think about how many project engineers, how many accountants, how many HR folks, how much overhead you have invested in rote tasks that could be done perhaps more efficiently and definitely more cost effectively by implementing AI in your organization. And so you have a key decision to make. Do you build these generative AI models and these AI agents yourself? Do you outsource it, or do you do a combination? Depending on where you're at as a construction company in terms of your revenue and your overhead capacity to invest in technology, you'll probably do a combination of building it yourself and outsourcing. One of the wonderful things that AI will help you to do is to take that information, that secret sauce that helps you to excel as a company, and collect that information in a repository that then can be accessed by people in your organization to help you across your organization to make consistently more excellent and effective choices as it relates to building projects profitably and running a profitable construction company. Now, I know there's many objections to the use of AI, one of them being that the ROI isn't clear. And I'd like to say the ROI isn't clear yet, but it's getting there. I know most construction leaders have been burned by software before. And if AI doesn't save time or reduce risk or eliminate rework, it's just another shiny object. I think there's strong conviction in the construction industry that this is not just another shiny object. There's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done to apply it correctly. One of the key challenges with any kind of generative AI is this idea of garbage in and garbage out. So you've got to be able to collect your information from the way you build your projects and from the way you plan your projects. You've got to collect all that data, right? In whatever form it's in. You've got to vet that data, and then you've got to be able to put that data into the system. And if you have garbage data, it doesn't matter how great you are at even prompting the system, you're going to get garbage out. That garbage in, garbage out aspect of AI is a reality. One of the things you really need to think about is, what is the quality of the information I'm generating from my job sites? How do I know whether or not I'm on schedule and whether or not the quality is where it needs to be or whether my people are being safe? And do I really have quality information that I can then put into these large language models, these generative AI systems, so that as I prompt those systems, I get good information back out? And this whole idea of the ROI not being clear, it's a valid point. And that's why you want to take small steps in terms of implementing AI in your organization. And it's likely as you're listening to this that you've already thought about some of this stuff and perhaps are taking small steps. And I'm going to give you some practical applications at the end here of today's podcast. And you might think your team's not ready for this. Many owners worry that their people won't embrace or understand AI, and they're right to be cautious. And I'd like to say one thing: your job isn't necessarily to become an expert on the technology itself. Your job is to become an expert on the application of the technology. And that's the way it is with almost every technology you're currently using in your organization. Your job is to think, how can this piece of technology help me to build work more profitably, more quickly, more safely, and with higher levels of quality? How can this technology help me to retain my customers, delight my customers, win more customers? And so you're right to be cautious in terms of your team not being ready for it. Change is hard, and especially so in the busy environment like construction. And so that's why you need to lead by example. And I'm saying this specifically to the owners of construction companies. You need to spend some time thinking through how AI is going to impact your business. And so let's talk about that, leading from the front. I'm going to read another paragraph here from this memo. As we go through this transformation together, be curious about AI. Educate yourself. Attend workshops and take trainings. Use and experiment with AI whenever you can. Participate in your team's brainstorms to figure out how to invent for our customers more quickly and expansively, and how to get more done with scrappier teams. So you have to lead from the front when it comes to AI. And the first thing I'd like you to do is to be curious. And so educate yourself. This podcast here is designed just to spark your interest. We're not going into deep technical depth. I'm coming to you from the 50,000 foot level. I promise you that the highest performing companies in the world are all in on AI, and you will benefit from observing what they're doing, thinking about what they're doing, and thinking how that translates into your business. And of course, not everything will translate, but there are things that can translate, whether it be in the generative AI, as I spoke earlier, or the agentic AI. So educate yourself, attend workshops. One of the things that you can do is search on YouTube for videos, explanations, look at some of the larger software companies that serve the construction industry and the information that they're putting out there. Next time you go to your national convention for one of your industry associations, there should be someone there doing a meaningful workshop on AI, and you need to be there. And let me say this, don't delegate it to your tech guy or gal. You can delegate afterwards when you've got your arms around it and you feel comfortable about some of the possibilities. But you must lead by example, and you must lead from the top when it comes to this particular technology. So use and experiment with AI. Get ChatGPT, for instance. Spend $20 a month on the slightly upgraded version. If you're feeling frisky, you could spend $200 a month on the very best version, and start to use it. Start to prompt it. Start to learn how to prompt, because this is going to be one of the most important aspects of using AI effectively, is becoming an expert in prompting. That is, an expert in putting in a prompt into the LLM, the large language model, so that it can respond to you with information. And again, garbage in, garbage out. The quality of the information you put in is essential. And then the quality of the prompts that you give the LLMs after you've put the information in is also essential. So quality information plus quality prompting will give you excellent results. And it begins with you again. You must get at least competent at prompting these engines. Think about it in the context of building an effective project, doing it safely, doing it productively, doing it with high quality. Think in those terms. Use real language that you would use in conversations with people when dealing with problems, and play with the engine itself. Don't worry if it gives you some crap answer back. If it does give you crap answers, then just tell it that this answer is not good. But then give it information on what the correct answer is and let it again play back to you some of its answers. Play with the general chat GPT model, scenario out some of the stuff that you're dealing with in your construction company, and it'll really help you to get comfortable with it, see some of the quality of the responses, and just want to encourage you, jump on that right away.
All right, quick break to talk about my book, Construction Genius. This is what I want you to do. Go to Amazon, search for the book, read all of the 5-star reviews, because there's a ton of them. Over 50 to be precise. And the reason I want you to read them is because real people wrote those reviews who've actually read the book. And it'll give you an idea of why you should go and buy a copy right now on Amazon. And here's the deal. If you purchase 10 or more copies for your company, and then send me an email, eric@constructiongenius.com, I'll come in via Zoom and do a 1-hour Q&A and a bonus training session with your team at no charge. I normally charge $4,500 for an hour of my time. And again, for you, I'll do it at no charge if you buy 10 or more copies of my book. And the reason you should buy it is all in the title. It's effective, hands-on, practical, simple, no BS, leadership, strategy, sales, and marketing advice for construction companies. So if you're in the construction industry, this book is for you. So you can get it on Amazon. You can also get it on Audible in the audio version as well, narrated by yours truly. And I know you'll really enjoy it. So go out and get the book. And now back to the interview.
So as teams also, what I'd encourage you to do is to get your executive team together. And here's a great one. And so, you're in your executive boardroom and you've got your big TV like many of us do. And you just pull up Chat GPT on the screen and you're going to type in a problem that you guys are facing in your organization. It could be with schedule. It could be with quality. It could be a people issue. It could be a variety of different things. And then just start to prompt Chat GPT with some of the issues. Describe it in detail and ask it for help. If it gives you like a BS answer, tell it it's a BS answer. Ask Chat GPT to play the contrarian with you and give you alternatives that you haven't thought about. Really spend some time playing with it as a team, brainstorming on how to deal with situations. And then broaden your horizons as you're thinking about the use of AI in your organization. Turn over all the stones in the way that you bid work, the way that you build work, the way that you get paid for work. Turn them all over and really think through, how can I use it to improve the way I do things? And please be optimistic. Don't tolerate the old school people who have no interest in this. Find the people who are interested and really double down with those people experimenting with it in your organization. Always keep focused on the purpose of your business. The purpose of your business is to maximize profits. And you do that by creating and keeping customers. And AI is a tool to help you with that. So when Andy Jassy, the CEO of Amazon, wrote this memo, and this memo came out in June 2025, he wasn't making a prediction. He was describing what Amazon is already doing. They've seen the shift, they've accepted it, and they're building for it. Your job now is the same as theirs. You must understand the moment that you're in, and you must act. Don't act tomorrow. Finish this podcast. If you don't have a paid version of Chat GPT, please get the paid version. And please note that I don't get any revenue from Chat GPT for saying that, but I just know from my own experience, it's worth paying $20 a month. You shouldn't wait until the competition gets on it and then follow their lead. Get stuck in with industry experts that are attached to construction, that know the business, that are using AI. There's plenty of great companies out there that are experimenting with it. Some of them may be your current service providers in terms of software that you use. But whatever the case is, don't wait. Get your head around how to use AI in your organization, because the companies that thrive in this new era won't be the biggest, the flashiest, or even the most tech savvy. They'll be the ones who saw the AI moment and then moved on it. Hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. We have multiple episodes on the Construction Genius podcast all about AI. And so you can just search those up and find them, because you'll find each one of them tremendously helpful. Many experts we've interviewed. And what I'd like you to do, please, is share this podcast with anyone that you think would benefit from it. And I'll put in the show notes a link to the memo from the Amazon CEO as well, so you can review it. It's a good lesson in leadership. Think seriously about what we've talked about here today. And I wish you the best as you consider how to implement AI in your organization.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Construction Genius. Hope you found that 1% of inspiration to help you in the next few days. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, share it with other construction leaders who you think would benefit, and always remember that the show is brought to you by Kick-Ass Meetings. I've been working with construction leaders since 2004, teaching them how to run extremely effective problem-solving meetings that gets their people collaborating, taps into their creativity. And to get yourself a free copy of the Kick-Ass Meeting Report, go to www.ericanderton.com/kickassmeetings. Grab yourself that free report, read it, use it in your business. You'll find it extremely useful. And thanks again for listening.